Hello, hello, hello. It is day 5? Day 5 today. And it's late, but I got to hold myself accountable. I said I would go live every day for 31 days and talk about consciousness and conscious connections with ourselves, with others. What better time to connect and be conscious than a Sunday night as we prepare for a Monday? So a friend actually threw that out at me tonight. She was like, why don't we talk about prepping for Mondays and how people can tap into that? So let's do that. So some of you probably have to show up at work tomorrow, and some of you may not have to physically go into a place of business, but you have to show up in some way and show up for other people, right? There's things that have to get done, not necessarily for yourself, but for a company or for your job or for your own business or for your kids or whatever that looks like. And so there can be this overwhelming anxiety that comes with having to move from a space of your showing up and being of service for others. And so to that, I would just say, be mindful of what's coming up, how you feel about that. If you are feeling pretty anxious about that, see if you can't tap in and see why, right? Is it because you don't want to have to get up early? Is it because you just don't feel like you got enough of your own time? You didn't get to accomplish the things you wanted to accomplish, or you didn't have enough downtime because you were too busy catching up on all the things you needed to do, that you didn't get any downtime over this weekend, and now you have to show up and go full force again tomorrow. I mean, all of those things are very valid. They're all very real. They're all very heavy at times. So, there's nothing wrong with just kind of taking a time out and saying, okay, well, this is how I'm feeling, and now how can I work towards feeling lighter on a Sunday night? What can I do for myself to kind of bring in a sense of peace and tranquility and feel like I'm doing something for myself instead of always doing things for others? Maybe that looks like, if you're a bath person, maybe go sit in a bath. If you're an outdoors person, sitting outside just in the quiet of the night might be good for you tonight. Or maybe it's listening to some really good music or something that just lights you up. Maybe it's pulling out a coloring book and coloring in a coloring book, playing solitaire, whatever that looks like, right? Maybe it's just trying to find 10-15 minutes with your partner, your spouse, a friend, because you just didn't have time to do that and you haven't had a real conversation in some time. There's so many stories out there, right, for each of us. So I would just say, kind of force that. If you haven't done that yet today, take time for yourself, even if it is 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, or let's see, if it's 10 o'clock here, it could be as early as 8 o'clock somewhere else now. So, but do that for yourself. You deserve it. And we'll show up tomorrow and kick off Monday on the right foot. I will show up before 10 o'clock at night tomorrow, and we will continue to move forward and showing up consciously, making connections with ourselves, the people around us, and taking that next step forward in our path. Have a good evening, get some rest, and take care of yourself.